throughout all of Call of Duty World War II. All he wanted to do was come back and win this event. Now's his time to shine.
It certainly is. All right, let's get into this one. Starting off with Hardpoint Ardennes Forest. And let's talk a little bit about this. Complexity, their entire tournament pretty much rests on this series and taking on Enigma6. Fox, how are you kind of feeling going straight into this one?
I mean, I'm taking a look at this and I'm seeing the fact that Enigma6 is hot right now, right? They looked awesome against Morituri Esports. The last time these guys matched up, it was actually Enigma6 3-0ing Complexity. I'm still seeing an angry Dashy, though. I'm seeing Dashy coming through, taking his second crack at COD Champs, and showing everyone up.
You know what? Doug says Martin's still going to win champs, so I'm going to pick Complexity for this one. They've got an order to play for, but it's not starting off very well for them. As we can see, Sensor trying to stay alive there to try and get a little bit closer to the hill or watch the cut. Not quite able to, and they are being pushed way back behind bunker, getting no time off of Cave.
Oh yeah, real deep. Sender still deathless. 3-0 at the moment. Keep an eye on him on middle map. He is the warden of middle map right now, holding it down on fire. The last person that tried to challenge him is now on respawn. But it looks like the scrap time not going in favor of anyone just yet. Keep an eye on player 4 and player 7. That's General and Sensor fighting over that one. The rotation also looks like it's in favor of Complexity as 3-2. You see that player matchup down there. It's looking pretty rough for them.
Certainly should do. However, Diabolic trying to stay alive, not quite able to. And you are right, Complexity will have this rotation to begin with. And can they hold out, get some of that time back? Now looking to lock this one down here. Unfortunately, they've got players battling in mid, and they really need those reinforcements to start flooding into the hill to back up their teammate. It's only going to be Dashy who's in there.
Sender taking a look to make a difference at that, but two players around the corner. He can't be in both those gunfights. A little bit of help from BZ and Diabolic. They're also overwhelmed. Diabolic trying to come out of this engagement with a little bit of change, though, and that is taking down Sensor, but in the end, Complexity comes out on top on that wave, and Diabolic, staggered, running through the smoke, ends up getting gunned down as well. Dashy still in position.
Big hold here for Complexity as well, and they have the spawn. Any second now, we're going to start seeing that rotation come in, and here it is. Looking for it. Blaze, though, is actually going to have to go back because his teammate lost that gunfight, so they are going to lose the scrap time on this hill, but Bunker Hill is ready for them.
4 players of Complexity swarming around Bunker. We have Sensor as the first line of defense. Immediately tuck and tail and run. I don't think he felt that he could win that gunfight. He did have a bit of support from Blast as well, so that did buy them a bit of time. He's hugging the corner, still caught. It looked like a BZ. Read that play like a book.
It certainly did, and right now Sensor's just trying to kind of push that lane out and keep up here. As you can see, Enigma6, they're swinging around towards the back of this next hill. They're trying to get those spawns and push it through, but it is a difficult one to push. They're already in a good position, just trying to take care of that. I think it's Dashy they're trying to get rid of, but they need to get these players in here because, as you can see, Complexity are swarming now towards the front of bunker.
Absolutely, that swing through the back of Easy leading the charge. General still alive from it all. They still couldn't get rid of Dashy. He's on a 3 streak, still sitting back massive. Bunker. Look at those spawns. Look at player number 2 spawning out way towards cabin. He's trapped. The other 3 up towards Bell. What are they going to do? Complexity's in position. They're going to get most of the scrap time, and then it's all over with Ricky here.
Big plays from Ricky, but I really want to just talk about Dashy staying alive there. We talk a lot about kills being made, and that's the flashy thing to do. Staying alive, though. Yeah. Allowing your teammates to reinforce you and making the other team play to your tune. Unbelievable patience to do something like that.
Absolutely, and Dashy's patience, Dashy's positioning, just kind of jumping and peeking over, wasting their time, was a really good, efficient use of that life. So as we get into the new hill, we're going over to middle map. Just a quick shout out to our observer too, who's done a great job of following all the action and giving you a good look as to the importance on the mini map and where everyone's at.
Yeah, he's a good guy as well. I met him yesterday for the first time. Seems like a sound guy to me. I know you're listening, so keep up the good work.
So, rotation here. Diabolic dipping his foot in the hill, just getting it wet, also getting taken down as Dashy and Blast find 2 kills. So take a look at the positioning, Brycey. We got 2 players on cabin, 2 on bridge. I don't think this is exactly where Complexity wants to be at as they're spawning far out towards Bell, so expect to see them move over towards that cave side.
Certainly will. Now, it's been always a hard fight to get on the East Road. Just so many chokes. There's always a nade fest going into here as well. Getting any time out of this is always, I think, a big achievement if the team can do it. But you are right. Here comes this rotation. Sensor's about to be picked off as well. Runs straight into cabin. Didn't actually end up checking cave. And it's Sender who will be locking it down and allows his teammate to clean this out. Look how far these lanes are pushed out. Complexity all the way, spawning right at the back, and that's a horrible choke point to be in. It's going to be difficult. They have to make like 2 waves of kills to even start contesting this. Yeah, the buddy system is great when you don't have to make an entire journey across the map. You want to see them attacking this hill together. You don't want to see them on the complete opposite side of the map. They're moving up towards cave. 2 players taking point. Everyone else from Enigma6 are back bunker, so this does give them a little bit of time to get some ground. So Certainly does. Now, Beezy trying to get into this one and contest it. Already up for the pre-fire. Knows players there. Doesn't actually get enough bullets on to take him down, though. And this game is so close. With this few points in between it, it could be anyone's game. Here comes the rotation, though. Let's see this time who can get it. And it looks like Enigma6 with Sender will hit this one first.
Quick recap, though. Taking a look at our scoreboard, I said I wanted to see Dashy be a big player in this game. Currently double positive. Ricky as well, sitting at 13-9. So decent KDs for the side of Complexity. Even Sensor's hanging in there at 14-11. So coming into this rotation, I expect to see more intensity out of them. They're at about a 40-second lead. I could see them extend that a bit further.
Yeah, me too as well. And I think realistically, it's Enigma6 who want to start getting a little bit more momentum because Complexity have just outslayed them all across the map.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the only one really kind of holding them back in terms of slaying is Blast, but really take a look at the kills from every other player on his roster. Someone from Enigma6 has got to step up. It really seems like it needs to be a more concerted effort, actually.
Well, before this, we were talking about how important this game is for Complexity. Now, I don't know if you guys at home can hear this, but I just heard Blast, after that two-piece, go absolutely berserk, and he's done it again here. Complexity are fired up. They're ready. They know what lies on the line here. So Enigma6 are going to have to try and stop them and get it. Sensor's now screaming.
Oh, yeah. When you hear Sensor getting loud, you got to get loud, too. Watching someone like Sensor drop nearly 20 kills before you is definitely awesome to see. You want to see that active submachine gun player playing that role, getting in their face, extending that lead even further to about 50 seconds. Take a look at the rotation, though. Complexity, they need to take that fire and use it to break this setup.
Yeah, now trying to get this pinch in here. It looks like they're going to go in both sides of the hill. Need to be careful, though, and make these kills. Gets one already. It's going to be Sensor ready for Diabolic, and he's going to get time. No, he managed to get through. Is Sensor actually going to be able to break through this? Gets one. Not able to get the second one as well here, but it allows his teammates to come in. Ricky picked off one as well. ABZ's managed to hold on, and it's a complete reset as the teams actually swap sides of bunker and coming in again.
This might be where Complexity wants to be at, though. Setting 3 players through back bunker, maybe get someone there for the spawns. Someone also to watch middle map, but the engagements right here are what's important. Blast, finding 2. That's huge for their pacing and map pressure. All 4 dead, all red in the kill feed. Complexity killing it right now.
Dash is in such a good position in being in cabin and allows him to lock this one down. Looks for the 2Bs as well, not quite able to get it. Right now, it will be Enigma6 in charge of East Road. They're going to set up cabin. They're going to push it out a little bit towards fire and just make sure that Complexity can't get too near. This hill, you really want to try and get these kills far out because, like I said, as soon as those nades start coming in, it's very difficult to stay alive in there.
Oh, one of the most, it's all outdoors, big open, square-shaped space, so easy to nade. It's very dangerous to sit in there. But you see, Abizi and player number 4 for Enigma6, that's General, are in a great spot right now for their team spawns, and it reflects in the kill feed. All those blue names coming up first is exactly what you want to see if you're an Enigma6 fan. Now take a look at those Complexity spawns.
All right, now you can see they're actually just holding it. And East Road, you've seen already in this, it's not been players sitting in the hill as much. Like I said, it's difficult to stay alive in there when players start getting close and start dropping those nades on you. So a lot of the times you want to battle it out. You want to fight out and get those kills and allow yourself a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, have someone there as a buffer. You see the players from Complexity all sitting around middle map. No one can even sit in the hill because they know how dangerous it is. And there's just under 20 seconds. That's just the way that Ardent Forest plays out. A lot of the times this week already, we've seen Ardent Forest go to time. And that's a normal thing.
Yeah, it's basically because of hills like East Road and Cave. Both of those hills very easy to contest if you've got players either side of it. And of course, East Road, it's just very difficult to stay alive in. But as we go into Cave now, there is advantage Complexity by about 40 points. And they are now getting the kills and pushing out. However, they've got split spawn. They need to be very, very careful to win these gunfights, and they do. And now the whole team can turn around and go straight back into Enigma.
That's a tough read, but it looks like Complexity might have found it. Player number 7, that's Sensor, moving up to get in the action, holding them back. He's able to take down Diabolic and communicate that for the rest of his team. Watch all those arrows. Take a swivel, quick pivot towards bunker. That's where the pressure's coming from.
Also, I think Blast there just got a 4-piece just a few seconds ago, and he's actually going for, he's on a 5 streak as well, looking for so many kills, and that's another wipe for Complexity. And they are really fired up into this one, just getting a bigger and bigger lead. They've also got the rotation. Sensor's going to be first into the engagement. Sees one, doesn't actually manage to take it down, but he has got backup.
Dashi, again, always the first player in there. He's got such a high amount of interaction statistically throughout all of Stage 2, and I expect to see more of that this week. He's reflecting it right now in this game at 28 and 21. But still on the flip side, let's take a look at Enigma6 as they're in a defensive setup. Looks like they're getting hit from 2 different sides from Complexity, both the bunker side and both the bridge side.
Yeah, who's that? I think it's Dashi. Dashi just made a kill there, and it's very important because it's going to allow him to either hit the cut or hit the pinch, and he's going to be able to do that right now. As you can see, he actually ended up going down, but it has allowed his teammates to get through. Like I said, that kind of stalling tactic, just being in that position and slaying out, can pay dividends to your team trying to get these points. Because right now, Enigma6, they need basically a perfect 2 rotations. They need to get the points on this one and get over to bunker and shut down Complexity.
And that's a big ask. I mean, take a look at what the kill feed looks like, excuse me, the scoreboard looks like. The kill feed's been dominated by red all game long, and they've just been burying Enigma6 slowly but surely, pulling away all game. Dashy looking to try and disrupt the scrap time here, but it looks like it might just go in favor of Enigma6, as well as the rotation. 2 and 3, those blue arrows from Enigma6. Abizi and Diabolic so far away. This is Cole's control.
Complexity also have streaks, and here comes the fighter pilot. Enigma6 not only have to break this setup, they have to do it with air support raining in. It wouldn't even surprise me to see him drop an artillery here, just to keep them even further out, because I know he's got that in his back pocket. There it comes, straight on the front of bunker. Blaze picks up 2 as well, and if you're E6, it is going to be so difficult. You actually have to wrap around bunker and to get in.
Oh, Complexity looking to secure that victory right now. They have just enough time to do so, with several players coming up from middle map, but take a look at those spawns all the way out at bridge. It makes it so difficult, Bryce, even with this contention.
It does, and that should be it. Complexity will take this, 250 to 155. They are keeping their champs' hopes alive right now.
Oh, and this has got to be such a big moment for Complexity. Of course, not just with it being their elimination, but they've come so far throughout Stage 2. Oh, in the early stages, they've drastically improved, right? Around Week 3, we saw a player like Sensor having one of the worst statistics for submachine gun players. But then, you know, a couple weeks later, coming into Week 5, Week 6, we really saw him turn things around for the team.
Yeah, we certainly did. And I think, you know, we heard there, and I don't know if it's coming through our mics very well, but the noise in the arena right now is something you should really be hearing, because even halfway through that game, when the scores were tied, you could actually hear, you could hear Sensor. You could hear, it was just an incredible amount of noise outpouring from that team, because they know what they need to do here. They know they need to take down Enigma6 to get into champs.
Yeah, taking down Enigma6 is still a tough ask. These guys have, some of the players on this team on Enigma6 have knocked out some of the biggest names in Call of Duty esports. But taking a look at our maps here, we just went through with Ardennes Forest Hardpoint. That's a more practice sort of S&D map for them. So if we get all the way to Game 5, that'll be an interesting one for Complexity. But taking a look at St. Marie Dumont Search and Destroy is our next map, Brycey.
It is. Now, how do you feel with this one? I feel Enigma6 have kind of come up against a fired Complexity. Enigma6 is probably feeling pretty confident coming into this one. We've already got 1 win on the board. We're going against Cole. We've had good results against him in the past.
Right.
I don't know how to feel. I think Complexity have probably got the momentum behind them.
It is Cole coming off of that loss to FaZe Clan, right? That was our last matchup. But still, St. Marie Dumont, I just like the way that someone like Dashy snipes on this map. I'm really looking forward to see his presence and him holding down parts of the map like middle map, so he can watch crosses, watch cuts, so many different things that he can do. He does a lot of damage in that role for the team. Yeah,
he certainly does, and I think, like I said already, for me, just that pressure that's coming on here for Complexity, I think that's actually bringing them up even higher. And like I said, one of the people who's put pressure on themselves this event has got to be Doug Sensor Martin, right? Not only did he say, I'm winning champs this year, he's been in the news, he's had all this controversy around him. He was actually retired, he's come back. He's going to put the world on his shoulder and say, look, I'm going to do this, watch.
He's been talking about this champs since last year's champs. Doug is ready to go. He came to play this week. He's been putting money on himself winning this tournament. He's been betting with other competitors that he will defeat them. He will take them down. He's one of the most confident players that we have in the Call of Duty World League, and I'm getting tired of doubting him, because whenever I do, he always comes up and does whatever he said he was going to do, and then some.
Look, I've always thought, right, if Doug wins champs this year, I think next year should be sleeveless CWL.
Oh, yeah.
I think all talent and all players, no sleeves allowed. Everybody should be sleeveless. I'm trying to get it past them, but they won't have it. I think sleeveless CWL is the future.
I think that you should talk to Activision about that. I will let you lead that charge.
Hey, look, if Doug Martin wins champs, he can have whatever he wants. Anything.
All right, guys, loading up in the London Docks S&D. Now, Bryce, you asked me who I had my eye on for this matchup. I'm looking at Complexity mainly just because of Dashy and how much of a threat he can be in Search and Destroy. We also have to keep in mind for us in St. Marie the power of a player like Blast, who came up in Search and Destroy, right? That's how he got his start coming into the professional scene.
Yeah, I think for me this Search and Destroy means so much, because if you go 2 up here for Complexity, it's a really big win for them. But Enigma6 want to bring this back equal, and we are jumping on board with them first to see how they're going to kick off this offense.
So Enigma6 looks like they're hovering 3 players over towards the A site. They're only going to be met by 1 complexity player, so if they're fast enough here, we could see a plant come down. The rotation's coming in, and Dashy does it in a big way. That double kill sets the tempo for complexity to come back, pinch, and close this round out. The bomb is down on A site, so if they look for it, Sender, he's really just done, right? Stick a fork in him.
This is one of those scenarios we talked about here. Like, if you don't have bomb, and the other team probably has realized by now, as you can see the way they're setting up, and they haven't moved at all, it's going to be very difficult. Your best case scenario is not to get killed. And if you really are lucky, then what you can actually do is maybe pick off a kill or 2 and stay alive. That's it. It's too much to ask to get all the way over to Green Shed, pick this bomb up, get back to A, fight your way through 3 players and plant it. Or kill them all. Like, you just don't really win in this scenario too often. Yeah, the stars have got to align like blasting his shots right there. Just real easy for him to turn that corner and take him down. Sender, he knew the round was over, right? Yep. The bomb's down on that side of the map. You walked everyone through it. But getting into this next matchup, or into this next round for defense, Dash has got to be feeling pretty good about getting those 2 easy kills in the rotation, right? The getting first blooded and still being able to take the site back like that by yourself is an awesome feeling. Yeah, it's certainly, and he shut it down, right? He shut down that entire push. And that point of Enigma6 was like, oh, that's not going to go well for us. But let's have a little look at how Complexity are now going to play this one as they start to get into their offense. And just looking at it here, it actually seems like a little bit of a split. Might be towards B and let Dashy go on his own. Yeah, so Dash running. Just do whatever you want. Airborne and conspicuous. I think he was expecting to get a bit closer there and maybe go for a flank, but he ends up getting the opening kill, so that tells the rest of his team to rotate over towards the A site. Take a look at that bomb carrier sensor just behind him. The smoke support comes out. They have ID on a player sitting top restaurant, and now they have to guess there's going to be someone towards barn. Don't worry about it. Dash is going to take care of it. It is. That smoke could have been a little bit more towards the middle of the lane, but it paid out in the end, and now with bomb down, that's an even bigger advantage for Complexity. We're on board with Dashy. I think he's about to find a player who's coming up against him. Right now, actually, they're not. They're taking their time. Yeah, General and Diabolic just kind of hovering around middle map, or excuse me, Ricky and Diabolic. Hovering around middle map, not a whole lot of action going on towards the site. They can't even get there. Oh, Diabolic looking to try to get in here now. He knows he's got a 1 versus 2, but they're just going to play for time here. There's not going to be any big challenges come in because they don't need to. Oh! Though he is actually going for this one, trying to get it here, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, he's going for the chat. No, dead. Nope, dead. There was hope, but it went. Yeah, went just as quickly as Dashy could pull the trigger. Also, keep that in mind, guys. Dashy still hasn't died. You see that score streak bar in the bottom right corner. That's his, and he's working towards it. So the first 2 rounds, deathless. Yeah. Well, let's see how much more they can do here. Like I said, coming into this one, favor Complexity. Just from the vibes I'm getting from them, that's so much in Call of Duty. The momentum, who's better on the day, is talked about time and time again. Very real thing coming into this one. Complexity already, great stuff for them. Dashy 5-0. Are we going to see a complete rout here? Defensive plays coming in. Looks like 4 players straight up going into B site, into all of the utility from the side of Complexity. Sender and Abizi still finding damage from it all. 1 on his own teammate, but still, the map presence is there. Take a look at the positioning from Sender. That's a great spot to be in. Now, Dashy will obviously want to win this round, but being so close to streaks, it's a risky play. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you try to win a round. It's 1v2. It's not impossible. I just think that you've gone 6-0 and you're just a hair away from streaks. Yeah. There is a potential other option. And he knows that Sensor's on that site. So for him to turn the corner like that, when he's 5-0, questionable play. Well, he's feeling himself. Like, he must be like, yo, I'm going to take on everybody. He's feeling very dead now, though. Yeah. He's feeling regret is what he's now feeling. But let's see how this goes forward now again. And I kind of want to stay on board with Dashy and see what he does right off the rip here, because he has really been a very impactful player so far. Yeah, you got to talk about him. He's going to make you talk about him. Look at him. He's got 6 kills, more than everybody on his team combined. And then you do it twice, then they have enough. But you see, he's knowing someone's going to go over to A because that's where he hit last time. He just wasn't able to line up the shot. Abizi caught him off guard. All right, now the hold. Problem being is they're going to have to try and hit someone on that flank. There we go. They're actually resetting up here. That's the better setup for this one. Most vulnerable position right now, I think it's Blaze, because he can be pushed, and it's actually a 2-person push coming in. He gets one, though. Actually ends up getting the 2-piece, and that is shutting this site down. Diabolic does get 1, but it's now 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds left. Pretty much mission impossible. Tom Cruise ain't going to get you out of this one.
And nades over the wall, giving them a little bit of information for the mission ahead of them. It still was not accomplished. We see Ricky sitting pretty. I mean, you saw just how powerful this spot was last time for Sender when he was able to shut Dashy down. This is where you should expect to see lots of STG players sit. It's just such, the bomb site is just such awesome cover.
Yeah. And like I said, you can see that setup switch, right? They knew that they didn't have the right position to watch the flank, so they went deeper into the point and set up and allowed the bomb to give them that chest high cover. And like I said, I think Glass was in the most dangerous position, especially when he had two people challenging him, but still managed to pull it off.
Offensive side from Enigma6. Now we have General sniping over middle map. Not a whole lot of action going on middle map, though. So if you take a look at the A site and the B site, we have Complexities playing pretty far back, aside from player number 6, which is Sensor.
Right, Diabolic. Big win if he can make it. Not going to be able to, though. Sensor brings it back to a 2 versus 2, and he is going to get traded straight out. Now all on Ricky.
And Sensor really far up.
Actually has that sniper. I wonder if he's going to try and peek that middle with it. See if anybody's on that chest high cover. That's exactly what he's going to do. Looking for someone on sandbags. He's going to see him, but doesn't actually manage to get the snipe off. And now they're going to know. You're not going to get that many peeks come out here.
Yeah, now they know he has a sniper. There's only really one great cut that he can watch. They're not going to re-peek it. They can just keep using utility and waste his time.
He's actually going to try and make a move now. It's got an STG as well. You see, does actually manage to snap one here. And he's staying alive. And it's going to be General. But General, that's a great position. He's going to try this with a snipe. Ricky.
Oh, he's really going for it.
Gets re-challenged by General. Good challenge by General. Knew he had to try and switch weapons and get it there, but there we go. Almost got it, but General stayed calm, stayed precise, and hit him.
Yeah, and again, it's just tough to win gunfights on players when they're sitting on B site like this. General, just about halfway towards the score streaks, I think that was.
Yeah.
Something we'll have to keep in mind in future rounds. But Complexity that round, I think they were a bit too scattered. They weren't really playing very well together. Sensor was really far up on his own, going into a spot of the map where you can typically find at least 2 players. So I just feel like he could have done a whole lot more closer to other Complexity players.
Yeah, certainly can. All right, back on to the attack here. 3-2 Complexity right now. And it looks like it's a mid-push. They're trying to get a little bit of mid-control before they do anything. Sensor's actually going all the way through the middle. And he hasn't seen anyone yet. He's just stomping around like an elephant.
Yeah, he's got loud footsteps. So Diabolic definitely heard him and called it out to the team. I think that might be Sender just waiting for him to turn the corner.
Well, now advantage to Enigma6, which does mean... Oh, that's not a good shot, Ricky. Pop one in the back of your teammate's face.
Just a little love tap.
Yeah. Problem being here is this is now actually a very difficult plant. As soon as they go for it, you're going to have Diabolic looking over this side. He's going to give this information to his team almost constantly. And if as soon as it goes down, get ready to see this blue kind of swarm just completely compress Complexity into this bomb site and not let them move. And the problem when you do that is Complexity don't have the room to maneuver, so they're going to let gaps go. However, Dashy brings it back to a 3 versus 2. Hard to bring it. Gets another one go down here, and it's now all going to be on Ricky. Like I said, that compression comes in. It's very difficult. You have no room to maneuver. Multiple sight lines are opening up. There's not a lot you can do about it.
Oh, really? They were just hogtied. You know, coming in from every direction, there wasn't a whole lot that Complexity could do. We saw that there wasn't any utility, some stuns that were used very early on in the round. They couldn't throw a smoke to maybe disrupt that player top restaurant like they had done in previous offenses. But on the side of Enigma6, I think that we saw a Semtex and a smoke still in the hand of Diabolic when he was attacking the site.
Yeah. And like I said, it's just very difficult in that scenario. If you don't have A control and you don't have numbers, like you have to play this bomb site a weird way. Like you either have to push out one side and try to hold them off and not let them get into the bomb, or you just have to make all the kills around the side and hope they don't, you know, kind of push in and get you from a different direction.
That's a hard ask for sure. So we see Dashy attacking this site. Oh, no, he ended up doubling back then. We saw a whole lot of utility. He ended up finding his kill and then backing up. So now it's Complexity regrouping. They did, however, let Ibiza get in the top restaurant. I'm not sure if they know this yet because of his silent footsteps with Mountain. He's going to catch one off guard. That's Blast. So now they're in trouble. The bomb could be going down at B for all they know, but it could also be going down at A, which it is. Take a look at your mini-map. General and Sender set up for it.
Well, here we go. 2 versus 2. Both teams lost half the number, so it's perfectly balanced, as everything should be.
Oh, man, Ricky don't feel so good. Glide bomb coming through. He's taken down. Now it's a 1v2, and Dashy is left on his own. Not too much score streak progress here, so expect to see him go for it. He gets taken down just that quickly.
That's 3 back-to-back now for Enigma6. Complexity, they look good to kick this map off. Now, they come to Enigma6, say, hold on a minute. Like, we're not having this. And if anything, I think the kind of the confidence that Complexity were playing for actually let them down in some of the rounds we've just seen. You know, we saw Center just kind of scream up mid-map. He's looking everywhere trying to get a kill. They're playing a little bit maybe too individual in places. And even though you're having, you know, big plays from people like Dashy, on the other hand, Center's 1-6.
Yeah, and I think that maybe he thought he was going to go for a flank, but that's one of the more populated areas of the map when you're playing on when you're on defense and you're trying to go for a flank towards that B site. So it's just a weird play. Got a kill, ended up getting traded. We even saw in the last round, like you said, very scattered, and they didn't have control of either site or top restaurant.
Well, they've lost first blood once again here, and even more dangerous, we know there are now streaks on the map. General still has that fighter pilot and the artillery he can call in. Dashy does have flank though, but he's got to be careful no one comes behind him because they don't have the biggest amount of control right now in this bomb side. Fortunately, Enigma6 don't know that.
Sensor and Dash able to find a kill. General hoping to even things up by firing down from the sky, but this angle's not working out for him. They're still just around the site, but the players know they don't have to play right on top of the bomb. It's all out in the open, so that player on the opposite side of the fence can... Oh, he ends up getting naded out.
Oh, this is going to be defused. He has no idea. It's going to be defused. Does get it, but that was defused. So that's Enigma6's round. And they still have an artillery.
That looked really good for Complexity at first, just where the bomb was placed, the positioning in top restaurant.
Well, they're actually not having control of that site allowed them to take cover from the streaks. And it meant that, you know, but then again, we saw the negatives to that. Actually, it all kind of played out.
Yeah.
Enigma6 were able to just push straight in. And then when you Complexity, you've got to fight your way back into your own site. Oh, that's not the way you want to start off map point. General taking down Ricky.
General, ooh, they spotted him. He's still not going to be taken down, though. Sender right on top of that one. More score streaks being called in. You saw the map get pulled out. And really, Enigma6, they're sitting pretty. They're up 2 kills, 3 kills now at map point, Brycey.
Dashy, can you 1v4 Ace with a sniper?
The answer
done well so far.
The answer is yes, but can you do it right now?
You know what? I've got to give full credit to Enigma6 for this Search and Destroy. Actually, what started off as Complexity looking great, they've completely shut down. They keep getting first bloods. Complexity keep getting picked. Mistakes they should not have made. And now Dashy has to pretty much do the impossible here. I think General also still has his artillery. And it doesn't matter because he also has a sniper, and that's very effective.
There it is right there. 3 sides to cover, 3 players alive, only 1 left. This is how the round's going to be spelled out. And I mean, we saw, like you said, throughout that entire S&D, so many first bloods going in favor of Enigma6. I think that they had 6 versus Complexity's 3. And another thing, Complexity kind of just playing out of sync in some of those rounds.
Well, this is what I was actually going to bring up here, because I said before coming into this one, momentum and confidence for Complexity, they're key. Now, we saw as it started off, worked really well for them, right? They were running in, they were challenging everything. Dashy looked amazing.
Yeah.
And then as it came, Enigma6 said, look, you know what? We're just going to be very structured here. We're going to cut it down. We're going to pick you off when you try to make those plays. And like I said, first blood after first blood, Complexity just throwing rounds in the bin all the time. Now, they had some good holds, but when you're constantly in that scenario where you don't have numbers, it's not good enough.
Oh, for sure. So, guys, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break before we get into game number 3. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. This is Enigma6 facing off against Complexity. We'll be right back with more CWL Champs. Hello and welcome back to the Call of Duty World League Champs of 2018. I'm Fox. I'm joined here by Brycey. We're hopping into a game of CTF on London docks with Complexity and Enigma6. We're coming off of the back of an Enigma6 win in Search and Destroy, and they're looking real good right about now.
Oh yeah, it's all going down in London town. Let's see how this one kicks off. And right now, Enigma6 already going for that flagpole.
But look at Sensor. He's already behind the enemy lines. He was able to sneak past and get a flag out. He's going to be real disappointed when he turns this corner into 3 blue arrows, but it's still something that Complexity can play around.
However, faces of Douglas is in fact still alive, and his teammates are there. Are they going to be able to hold this before that flag gets back? They are. He's got it just far enough, and that is going to be a counter cap. Complexity will take this one away. Sensor was on his own, but somehow, with the spawns and Complexity making the kills, they're now ahead.
Story of his life, man. Do not doubt Sensor. You will come up surprised every single time. Coming up through middle map again. Sensor at his second attempt. I think he was able to, no, just the stun right there. Taxing players up, but they're going to be able to resist it and still gun him down.
Well, it looks like Complexity hitting their form in the respawn once again. Dashy just holding mid-map, sitting on that statue, waiting for his reinforcements to spawn in. Does go down to a BZ. And now both teams pretty much even keel into this one as they look for map control and start to make those waves of kills.
So only 2 players on middle map being outnumbered, and the closest one to that action was Blast, who was still far back on docks. And now again, we're going to see Complexity just get staggered. Last alive in the base is Dashy, but if Abizi's quick enough, he could turn this corner and just continue that cycle of having them off the respawn together.
Well, that's exactly what you need to do here. You need to just start knocking these numbers down, and then try to just whip this flag out. And Diabolic's going to go for it. Going to look for it as well. He's on 1 to beat. Takes down 1. Looks for the second. Actually tries to dip and duck and dive and get away, but it's just not enough. And Dashy, though, ends up cleaning house, and here come Complexity rolling up the map.
I just feel like Enigma6 wasn't quick enough right there when Dashy was the only problem. Deal with that, get in there, get the flag. Of course, easier said than done. But and also, he doesn't have an overhead map view of everybody's outline through walls. But if they got in there fast enough, they could have gotten a flagpole out much safer.
Well, right now, Complexity are in the position, but they need to make these kills. Dashy gets 1, Dashy gets 2. That's not enough because his teammates have disappeared.
They've been wiped out by Diabolic, who's now just coming up around the corner to finish the job. Oh. No, not today, says Dashy.
Dashy!
Is this
allowed?
allowed?
Himself. Just, everywhere. It's just good to watch. Snapping, taking, killing, wrecking, destroying.
Doing as he pleases.
Oh, he's just doing everything. Just verbs everywhere.
Middle map control goes to Enigma6 as they're now on the prowl. Look at this offensive push from player 5 and 6. That is Sender and Diabolic trying to make something happen. Sensor, though, holding that choke. He knows what's coming. Abizi looks like he might have a pinch here, but he gets sniffed out. Sensor again with 2 kills. He's been a big player in the CTF so far. Don't let that 5 and 6 KD fool you. We're only 3 minutes in, and he's had great impact.
It's only been 3 minutes, but it's felt like 15. These guys are really keeping this tempo high as they just back and forth as both teams try to take it, and this is all Complexity. They just have to get it away. 1 more kill on Abizi, but no, Abizi gives him the uppercut, takes him away, and now it's all on Dashy. Feels 1. Can he actually end up taking all of these kills? Yes, he can. He can do it, but he hasn't got the flag. He missed the flag. Go! He's got it now. He's in a fire. Problem is, though, he was then pinched. I don't know if he thought maybe he was just a little bit next to it, because you saw him hit the sprint, and he's like, oh, I have to go back. Give me a second.
Yeah, it always seems like those moments where you have to say, oh, it's all on Dashy. Normally, it would be like, oh, that's probably a bad thing. But you're like, oh, they're still in this. There's still a possibility. Of course, he gets closed in. He's not 3 people. He can't close in all those gunfights at once. But now we're seeing Complexity on a little bit of base offense.
Enigma6 went for the fast kind of smash and grab, not quite able to get it away though. Complexity hit their shots and take them down. Again, a reset coming in. Slight advantage Complexity. They are further up here. Sensor not quite able to convert that one, and now he has to wait and reset.
Diabolic still behind them. Player number 2, Ricky, is looking for him. He did not forget. He's keeping that head count strong. 3 players down. Of course it's Dashy in the mix. All 4 players dead. The flag is pulled. Blast, keep it moving.
Right now they're trying to get these kills all down, and that flag is in fact going home for Complexity. And again, I have to point out, Dashy was just making the kills he needed to here. He is going to fight 3 people there and not make all 3 kills, but we are seeing Sensor come right around the back. Problem is, he knows that kill wasn't made. Hits 1. Now has to make it away. Sender is in the way.
Sensor just lives behind Enigma6. He's constantly coming up behind them in their back pocket and causing a problem.
Big kills by Blast, gets the 2-piece, gets the streaks, and now he is on. We're off to the races as both flags have been pulled. He's actually going to call it the glide bomb. He's going to go get his own flag back. runs their flag, gets his own flag, kills one as well. But this is a difficult ask for him. You're actually going to see Ricky hit the flank as well. It's going to be Dashy gets one. He's not able to get the second one either. Sensor's there, and they're trying to pin him in. He's got in a little room. Trying to look for him as we are going into overtime, and that's going to be home, and that's going to be Complexity as they wrap up this half 3-0.
I really like that play call. Just heads up, quick thinking. He immediately hops in the corner because he knows he's safe. He knows he has the runaway, but he's not going to let this flag go behind him without any sort of a response, right? And he's going to support his team because he knows they have to go and hunt down that player before he can cap it.
This is probably one of the most highest tempo capture flags I've ever seen. Neither team is actually like just setting up and waiting. They're just hitting. As soon as they make away from kills, they're already in the next 3 quarters, and they're just ready to hit again and go for a flag cap.
Yeah, and you know, way back, like the old Era Eternity roster, we saw Ricky, who was a big threat on London Docks CTF. Of course, different team now, very different stage in the game, but it's just an interesting callback.
It is now. Ready to go for this one. Diabolic looking for that mid-map fight. Not going to see him. And it's going to be Blast actually goes behind him. Diabolic has to switch, and now Sensor's going to get that kill as well. Complexity going on as they started here, but kills going down and have to get in here fast before these respawns come in. Going to look for him, trying to challenge him. No, Sensor gets 3! That's a shutdown. Get out of here. As now they have some breathing room. Sender gets 4. He's on a tear.
That's got to be the fastest triple kill I've seen in a minute with a PPS Sage. Crazy shots coming from Sensor. Take a look at that score streak meter. He's moments away from a glide bomb, hoping to have the rest of it glowing blue. But he does have someone that's looking for him. That's Ricky watching over Doc's side. His next engagement, he wants it to be a good one. Those score streaks could be huge for the comeback.
Well, they now put the pressure on Abizi gets 2. But they have stalled as they know there are 2 players here by Crane trying to shut it down. And not making these kills means you can see Complexity. As soon as they get those kills, they are running up the map as fast as they can. This reminds me of like old school CTF where it's all mid-map control, and that's the first thing you do is just sprint there.
Yeah, so much of it. Just gun for it. You know, as soon as you find those kills, that's why Complexity so successfully has been able to get behind Enigma6. Mainly Sensor, but really everyone's benefiting and putting something into it.
Well, Sensor's on his own by Statue. Is he going to pull this one right? Sender is going to go down. Sensor knows exactly what's happening. Now waiting for his reinforcements. Both teams will have 4 players as we go into this next set of engagements as Blaze goes down.
Blast on or Sensor on a 3-streak, finally taken down by Diabolic. Dashy hoping to hold on to some semblance of middle map control while he waits for Ricky to come up and give him a little bit of support. Those two players on the corner seem afraid to peek him for a second.
Hey, I'd be afraid to peek Dashy right now.
Yeah, you gotta be, right? But Abizi comes up behind him. That's the only way you're taking him down, killing both him and Ricky with the PPSH.
All right, well, there we go. Blast gets 2. And Complexity again, as we can see, now streaming up the map, trying to get it. Blast gets the 3rd one as well. Sender all alone. See Sensor not quite able to get it, and he's going to go down. They're going to be hitting the respawn, though, Enigma6, so this is another wave of kills for Complexity to make. And you can see they've still got score streaks in that back pocket ready for when they need them.
It's a tough one to do. They're all so far away, and they can be indoors whenever they want, but they still make it happen. Sensor gets in there with a kill and a flag run. He couldn't have done that with sleeves. Dashy here to pick it up as well, and this looks like he should be able to run it all the way home. Player 6 and 7 are too far away to make a difference. And Blast is there anyway. Whoa. No, he's not.
That's not
he's
good.
Gone. Deleted.
That's and also they died. So that went badly. Blast kind of missed his shots, and they didn't get the flag home.
Oh.
It was a great run right up until then.
Yeah, they had every reason to get that flag cap in.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. That was bad.
Oh,
that was just bad play from Complexity. That all went badly wrong. But let's talk about Enigma6, because it is going to be Sender trying to push through and not quite able to, but they are now streaming forward. Bearing in mind, 1 minute 55 left to go. There is so much for Complexity to hold on to and just play it slow and make the kills. Enigma6 have all of the work to do.
A whole lot of work to do, very few resources, but we do have 2 resources in the form of Diabolic and Abizi in the enemy base. However, Ricky just around the corner, he's been a problem this whole map for them. He's still alive. No, he's not. Abizi with a great pinch, and that's a flag pull out of the base. Awesome coordination from Enigma6 right there.
Here we go. Doug Sensor Martin trying to make that kill, and I don't think he's going to. He's still actually fighting here. What he is doing is slowing them down. Does make the kill, gets the return. That's all he needs to do. Doug Sensor Martin saves the flag cap, single-handed.
It's really just awesome to watch. I mean,
everybody get your sleeves off.
Rip them off right now. Sensor's really putting on a show for us right now in this CTF. Only 19 and 16, of course, nothing flashy, but it's been the objective plays coming out of him like it's nothing, just clockwork.
And finally, this flag will go home. I wonder if they're even going to call in this trick. They've had him the entire time. There you go. He's going to call it in, just slow them down. The best thing is actually done. Oh, he actually gets it. He gets it as well. That's slowed them down even more. Now, can we see a perfect relay come in here for Enigma6?
Something that is big is that Abizi put the flag cap in. He was on a 5 streak, so he's got... Enigma6 put the flag cap in while Abizi was on a 5 streak. He might have some score streak progress. Not entirely sure. We'll have to take a look, but with 30 seconds left, it's still doable.
It is just about a perfect relay situation, which, being perfectly honest with you, in World War II, you don't see very often. It's almost a myth. And they're actually dropping artillery on their own flag as well.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's going to be a bit of a problem for them for sure. Complexity should be able to close this one out. Not enough on the side of Enigma6 to do it. And what a well-played CTF out of Complexity, man. Dashy sitting at 31 and 17, still pouring on the kill streaks. On the opposite side for Enigma6, nothing too impressive showing from them. I mean, we saw some good individual plays out of the likes of Sensor and Abizi that map for sure, but it seemed like there were just bigger plays coming out of Dashy and Sensor that map.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, you know, we had Dashy on our lips every single second of that game because it wasn't just the fact that he was making 1,000 kills, he was just making incredible 2-pieces. He was shutting people down when... Did they try to trade? He was like, no, there is no trade.
Yeah.
Trades do not exist here. There is only me on London Docks and you will die.
When he plants his feet, he's laying down the law, right? That's
He's out there just slugging it out. It's like, yeah, I'm going to just keep taking hits and keep going.
He's looked like a statue on middle map next to that statue. I didn't know they erected a Dashy statue in the middle of London Docks. That's pretty crazy.
If you're a Complexity fan, they probably will after this one. Go next to the one of Doug Sensor Martin that everybody seems to love. But let's have a little look at how this has gone so far. Of course, if you joined us from the beginning, you saw 250 to 155 on Ardennes. Then we saw Enigma6 just stop them in their track, 6-3 on Saint-Marie-du-Mont. And of course, the map we just watched, London Docks, 3-1.
So getting in the London Docks hard point, I know that this is something that Complexity has actually had a lot of practice with in the Pro League. Not a spectacular stat line, but I believe it was around week 8 when they were going up against E-United. They were like 5-3. They were able to, I think they lost that to E-United just barely. And the story for them for a lot of their hard points throughout Stage 2 had been that they would get these really close games throughout like the early stages of it, but they didn't have longevity. They didn't have consistency throughout the map, so they weren't able to close them out. So this is still going to be a pretty tough map. It could definitely go either way.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the respawn we've seen so far seems to say Complexity will have the advantage, right? They're just on fire now. The 2 respawns we've seen, they just seem to play to their strengths here. They can be more aggressive. They can be a faster play style, which we saw them try to do on Search and Destroy, you know, be aggressive and faster playstyle, and eventually it just didn't pay out for them here. So I'm going to say momentum-based, Enigma6 are in some serious trouble.
Yeah, for sure. I say that it can go either way only because I feel like we could definitely see something just snap out of a player like Sender or a player like General. But still, as you said, Complexity, we have to have the Dashy effect in play, right? We have to keep him in mind.
Yeah, I think so as well. And just an update, if you are watching at home, I believe FaZe versus Moratori is 2-1 now to FaZe. And Moratori actually took a map off them.
Yeah, an interesting matchup there. I think that...
CTF, from what I've been told.
Okay. I think it was a 3-0 from Enigma6 onto Moratori in the previous matchup. So just a little bit of action going on in this group.
Well, that's the other thing, right? If you're Enigma6 here, you're sitting there going, we lose this map, you know, all of a sudden we're in jeopardy here. Yeah. Are we going to be able to do this? So, I don't know.
Big deal for them.
Huh?
Big deal for them.
Yeah, massive deal. Like I said, this is a very important game going forward, and we are about to get into it here. This could be series point. Complexity looking to get that win under wraps and continue on their championship journey. How far will it go? Well, I don't know, but we're about to find out how the next step will play out.
Elimination match here. Complexity playing for their tournament life. We got Dashy, who's been in everyone's mouth if you're watching competitive or Call of Duty esports at all this year. So we got to keep an eye on him this map. I expect to see his STG coming into play quite a bit.
Right now they have control, but they are losing some of these gunfights. Ricky tries to challenge, and they are just getting ever so slowly pinched in by water control from Enigma6.
So Enigma6 holding it down. Abizi acting as a buffer. Closest one to those Complexity spawns. He turned the corner right at the right seconds. He's able to find a free kill towards Docks. But it's going to come with a cost just after that as the trade comes through.
Look at Sensor's waiting. Sensor knows he doesn't want to give up this side spawn right now, and he knows his teammates are spawning out. So he's actually going to just hold here. I'm surprised he's not actually just whipped around the back already. Here he goes. Going to look for it right now. Sensor ducks away, keeps his life alive. He knows that he has number advantage, and we're going to see Diabolic probably go into back useless and just hold.
So Blast on middle map. He has a little bit of help from Ricky. That was actually really big because Blast was caught off guard, shot right in his back. Take a look at Enigma6 and the path they're taking. That's because of the rotation over towards Bus. They all want to hover towards that subway side and force Complexity spawns out far towards Doc, successfully doing it at that. Ricky and Dashy are way out there. They're out of the question right now.
Diabolic played that perfectly, by the way. He just went and sat back and waited for it. He's been picking up kills there, allowing them to hold it. They shouldn't realistically have had these spawns. Complexity were in a much better position. They had the numbers, but that's not played out that way. Doug Sensor Martin trying to get this one, and he goes down again. Another big hold for Enigma6.
Enigma6 wiping them. Take a look at that blue kill feed just ahead of you. They know exactly where Complexity is coming from, too, and General has the perfect cut to watch. Diabolic helping them for any sort of close gunfights. I mean, this is a great setup. They still do let those two players slip through in the cubby. They need to answer those immediately, and they do just that. So it looks like the scrap time is going to go to Enigma6 as well. The rotation, Complexity, heavily favored for it.
I hate to talk about the Lord and Savior like this, but Doug Sensor Martin is not having a good game.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, he keeps challenging things and they keep going wrong for him.
Yeah, sitting at 1-5 in this hardpoint. You want to see more out of him, and in the early weeks of the Pro League, that was kind of the issue that you saw from Complexity. It was in those hardpoints. It seemed like Sensor just wasn't doing enough.
Well, hopefully his teammates can carry some of that slack right now. Sensor sits nice and snug in that hardpoint, just picking up time. He's got Dashy trying to screen for him. They're just holding it down here. Apple's not quite able to get it now, and here comes E6. They have the numbers. Doug Sensor Martin is going to be all alone, surrounded by a sea of blue, and he goes straight down. Again, just not a kill he's making.
Yeah, you got to win those. When you're holding down the hill, when you're holding it in the face of Enigma6 pressure, you want to be able to win those close engagements with the PPSH. That's what you expect out of your sub players to have those high engagement games. But so far, take a look at what Ricky's been doing at 9-9 using an STG for a bit of this map. He's already put way more pressure out on the map than Sensor has.
Well, hey, if Sensor's not picking up kills, somebody has to, right? And now they're trying to get around the back here again. They're leaving Sensor in the hardpoint, which is actually probably a good idea. If you're having a bit of an off game, just do the work. Just do the objective and get your team some points. Allow those monstrous ARs to just keep you clear.
Rotation coming in. They got to get the player off middle map. A lucky stick from Ricky is going to cause 3 kills in a row. It's getting tricky as Complexity are able to force Enigma6 way out towards the bus. 2 players coming down the... Oh, no. They're gone just that quickly. Deleted by Ricky. A triple kill. A great follow-up from him. He's trying to find 4. Diabolic's able to answer back, but still, awesome play out of him on mid-map.
Great snaps from him, just completely shutting down all that pressure coming back in. And that is just catapulting the further into the lead. Blast is feeling it as well. Like I said, coming into this one, you see on the respawn so far, they are just absolutely lightning.
Complexity. I was trying to see if they could compress the issue, keep pushing them back. And it looks like they do just that. They get a good bit of hill time here on Barrels. So we're coming into our rotation towards Docs. Keep an eye on those Enigma6 arrows. See how they're fanned out. Trying to watch every path that Complexity could come from. Nobody on middle map close to it besides Diabolic, though. So that gunfight that he lost could be a big one as Dashy's coming through and Blast is as well.
Sensor doing a little bit better now. He's actually picking up some kills on the map, and that's probably the reason we've just seen this game go from a very close game to a 60-point difference.
Because it became 4v4, right?
Yeah. Exactly what you just got to have that pressure on the map. It's just very difficult to take on that many players and not have your trade guard, but Ricky's picking up big kills here as well, and Enigma6 are a little bit shook right now because every time they try to make a big play, you're seeing like Ricky or Dashy just come in swinging.
Yeah, Ricky and Dashy come in swinging with some solid haymakers, but Sender and Diabolic respond, keeping the pressure off of middle map, and you can see Diabolic sitting pretty. This is exactly where you want him to be if he's firing like that.
Oh, Diabolic now just trying to get a little bit of pressure going out here, and he's doing exactly that. Got the bar, picking up another kill as well, and they are now looking at Complexity. They will come back into this game and bring it a lot closer as we start our rotations again and head back to middle statue.
Yeah, the only one close to the action is Diabolic. He does have the hot hand, but you don't want to see him surrounded by so many red arrows of Complexity. You want to see him working towards those score streaks. Caught off guard, so many open lines of sight right there. The score streak run is over for him, but it's not over for the rest of Enigma6 as they're keeping the pressure on. That wave clearly go in favor of Call, though.
Well, here we go. They're on it once again here. Diabolic will pick this one up here. Looking for a player already snapping. Look at that. He is just already pre-firing everywhere he can. And I think Diabolic is trying to bring this game back in on his own.
He's doing a great job at it. The past minute has definitely been Diabolic's minute. And take a look at the score. We saw how big that lead was when Sensor started coming back in the game. Diabolic heated up the submachine gun of Enigma6, and we're looking at a much closer map as we get into our next set of hills.
Yeah. Dashi was actually facing the wrong way then and still won that gunfight. I'm not entirely sure how that actually ended up working out, but right now they are putting more and more pressure on. And this time the rotation looks a little bit better. This is where Complexity struggled last time to break this hill through the great plays of Enigma6. But this time they do have P2. They are going to be in control. We're seeing Blast. He's going to be at the back here, waiting for a player to come through.
Oh yeah, he's reading this flank like a book. But General, he's also looking for it, taking his time. Gets the better of him right there, so that's going to be a reset. Enigma6 still spawning way far out. That's guaranteed time for Complexity. And it's so tough to break this hill when you have to make that journey.
It's actually trying to pick up a two-piece. They're not quite able to. Ricky looking for little room. Get that pre-fire coming in because he knows his teammates aren't quite close enough to cover him yet. So he was trying to delay, trying to slow it down just enough to allow them with the better spawns to continue to flood. And now it's a 1v1 for Dashi. He hits it again. Of course he does.
And you see why that war of attrition is so difficult to win when you're on the side of Enigma6. You keep spawning way far out. Complexity spawning up right by the crane. They just they're a hop, skip, and a jump away from the hill. They just keep pouring it on. And if they're going to continue winning their gunfights, it's going to get even easier.
Well, fortunately, Enigma6 did manage to get about 18 points of scrap time there. But Complexity have the rotation. They just need to keep making these kills and get another big hold.
So take a look at your scoreboard here. We got Ricky approaching 30 kills right now. Only one other player has been able to break that 20 mark, and he's surpassing everyone at the moment. But we're actually looking through the eyes of Sensor right now as he's acting as a bit of a buffer for the players sitting on the hill.
Well, they're looking for these players stepping through fire as well, and he's going to get two again. Ricky doing so much work as he hits the 30 bomb. And he's putting so much pain on it. How is he staying alive? He just looked at Sender and went, yeah, I'm actually just going to dip in a fire.
I'll kill you later.
Okay with, yeah, I'll catch you later. Right then, and take that kill here.
Yeah, Ricky all game long has had a high kill game. Like I said earlier, when he had 10 kills, Sensor was still at like 1. I mean, he's just surpassing everyone right now, and it's been awesome. I said keep our eye on Dashi. He's been a threat. He's been a problem. A minute and 18 in the hill as well, but Ricky has really been pouring it on this map.
Now Dashi looking for another kill here. And again, this is the thing here. You're just seeing Complexity members just win these two pieces all the time. And that's the big difference in this game here. They are just laying down the hurt on every part of the map. Enigma6 finally getting some kills on board, but it is going to be Dashi. He's unlocked 2 of his 3 streaks. And he's actually already going to call in the glide bomb. He hits the glide bomb. That will allow him to get that final streak as well. He's looking for him, and he does get it. Fighter pilot now in his back pocket as well.
Complexity looking to secure it here. They're at 2 wins in this series, guys. Keep that in mind. And if they play their cards right, only about a minute separates them from victory. Enigma6, they're also fighting for close to their tournament life. And with General finding those 2 kills, they're hoping to keep it strong.
That fighter pilot did nothing. His teammates all died. All of them.
It's a new rotation. Enigma6 in control. Sensor, the only one close enough to do anything, but still being outnumbered is Sensor. He's not going to be able to find a whole lot of impact in his play. Staggered pushes coming in from Complexity. Great spawns coming in from Enigma6. You do the math. They're holding control. Unless Dashi finds a triple kill.
Oh my goodness, gonna hit 4! No, Sensor, you stole that kill. He could have had 4.
Dashi just does the unbelievable all the time. Every time the cards are stacked against him,
was ridiculous.
Every time the cards are stacked against him, he's going to pull one right out of your hand.
Yeah, he certainly is. And you know what? Enigma6 are doing a really good job here to bring this one back here again. Can they hold down Crane as we're about to switch on to Crane hard points? Sender's all alone, looking for another kill, trying to get Sender. He's going to go down. Dashi, though, picks that one up as well. He has artillery, but he is only going to be able to use it if they can push them right towards the back. And that's what he might actually do here. He might hit the artillery right at the back. He is. And that's going to cause so many problems that they try to run through, and they are running through it quite easily.
Great call.
Never mind, there you go. Now it's slowed them down. That's good enough.
A great call right there. The stun will slow them down even more if the bombs raining from the sky don't do it. Great call from Complexity. They don't need the spawns if they can just rain hell onto it. They're holding still from the dock side of the map. Not quite where you want to be when General has the high ground in an STG, but still the best play for the situation.
Here's Dashi trying to stay alive again. Actually ended up swapping guns, picked up another kill as well. Goes into the hard point, looking for that last player, and that is a snap. And he has managed to take it. 7 seconds here remaining for Complexity to 3-1 E6.
No one close enough to the action right there. Awesome hard point out of Complexity, fighting for that tournament life.